Echo, trigger and content warning. Echo contains themes of an adult nature, including violence, torture, drug usage, and harsh language. Echo can be an emotionally intense experience and may not be for everyone. Please put your mental well-being first and take this into consideration before watching Chula.
I shakily sit back down, feeling a whole lot better now that the introductions are out of the way.
Fuck, leave Carl in a room for 5 seconds and it smells like a goddamn skunk sauna. The weed is just oozing out of your pores at this point.
Flynn theatrically plugs his nostrils as he pulls the window open a crack. Carl rolls his eyes, slouching further and jamming his paws in his pocket.
Oh, shut up. I think everyone here agrees that my smell is a lot better than your shedding. Nothing like leaving a big pile of lizard dust on the couch for the next person. And by the way, dude, that skunk comment was speciest. And that lizard comment wasn't?
Flynn turns to me, fanning air in from the outside with his hand.
What's worse, Chase? Carl's smell or my dusting off? Ha! Dusting off? That's not a thing. Try saying white flakes that chip off me with every step I take. Except when I scratch my ass, then it's like a fucking blizzard of dead skin. And some of it might land in your mouth. That's what you should call it. Hey, you furballs do it too. It's just less noticeable. Either way, it's hot in here. Aren't you cold-blooded? Someone turned down the goddamn thermostat! Somebody turn down your language.
TJ says it to him like a cheerful kindergarten teacher, pep-talking a student into using his words. They stare at each other for about 5 seconds, Flynn's expression like a stone, whilst TJ slowly loses his smile.
Well, Jesus butt fucking Christ. I'll be sure to watch that. Flynn!
TJ actually looks pretty upset, but Flynn just reaches out and yanks him into a chokehold. The much shorter Lynx easily dwarfed by the lizard.
Ah, shut up, you priss. I'm kidding.
TJ half-heartedly fights the hold. I guess TJ thought he'd get some respect now that we're all adults.
Hey! Oh! You still said it!
Normally I might step in to help, but it's been a while since I've seen Flynn and TJ go at it. It's just too funny to stop.
Look! No lightning. So much for your almighty God. Oh!
TJ jabs his elbow into Flynn's stomach, doubling the lizard over for a second.
Ha! See? God works in mysterious way. Ow!
Flynn reaches up and grabs at one of the tufts on TJ's ears and yanks, earning a yellful from the feline.
Foul! Species features.
Species features was something we made up to make our tussles a little more fair. It involved any distinct physical difference between our species that might pose as a disadvantage, like my tail, Jenna's ears, TJ's ear tufts. Carl was especially keen on it. Being a ram, his horns were often used as leverage against him. TJ, come get your sandwich. TJ finally yanks himself out of Flynn's grasp, smoothing down his fur as he tries to look as dignified as possible.
Well, I can see things haven't changed.
With that, TJ walks over to the table to get his food. I can't help but laugh. I think TJ won that one by technicality.
Or did he? He might have fouled too. Flynn's got a soft lizard belly.
Flynn snorts, rubbing his stomach.
Oh, don't even try to tell me about soft, asshole. It looks like you swallowed a beach ball.
Speaking of which, food!
We all pass the bags around to get our food. A chicken sandwich for Jenna and TJ, roast beef for me and Leo, and 3 large veggie burgers that almost take up their own bag for Carl. Flynn, as usual, isn't eating anything. I think it's a lizard thing. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts up from the beef, making my mouth water and bringing some memories up with it. We'd all spent many nights at the old diner. I can remember the night me and Carl graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton High to the diner, skipping out on the all-night graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. I take a huge bite of a yellow bell pepper. I take a huge bite and a yellow bell pepper slips out the other end, landing back on the foil. Whoa, slow down, you're going to choke. Suddenly, I'm almost falling over to the side as something heavy plants itself next to me on the bed. Quickly grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease. Hey, Leo. Oh, hey, Leo. Sorry. Hey, Leo. Leo chuckles. Sorry, I was like I was in Leo mode still. Hey, Leo. Leo chuckles at my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich. Sorry, if the bread is a little soggy. Garobo over here took his sweet time getting to the car.
Hey, working in the town hall is serious business. I don't have a family business I can just waltz out of, like you.
Hey, Flynn, I'll bet you that I can eat this whole burger in 1 minute.
Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can.
Yeah, but what about 2 burgers?
Don't joke, Carl. I decided to keep the conversation on Leo's job since that's the whole reason why he's still here. Is business still pretty good? Yes, Peyton's getting bigger. So is the number of customers. I guess it's a good thing that your dad moved it out of Echo, huh? For sure. The place is turning into a ghost town. It probably will take another decade or 2. By some standards, it already is. I take another bite of my sandwich, biting right into another bell pepper. I'd forgotten how good the diner food is. I noticed TJ sitting next to Jenna at the table, picking unhappily at his lettuce-wrapped chicken. Jenna seems to as well as she leans towards him. What's wrong, TJ?
It's just... Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Are you sure?
It's just the mayo. I forgot they put it on everything here.
Jenna lifts up the bun of her sandwich, inspecting its contents. None of the mayo really got onto my chicken sandwich. Here.
No, you don't have to have...
Jenna picks up TJ's sandwich and swaps out his grilled chicken. She rips off the layer of mayo-tainted lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping her chicken in. There! How's that?
Thanks.
It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo and I staring at him, his ears flatten in embarrassment.
Did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
Oh, he's like, what?
Nothing, TJ, nothing. So, are your parents still letting you live in the house here in Echo?
Yes, we actually tried to sell it last year, but of course no one bought. I think 2 people came to look, but took off once they saw the town. Anyway, my parents are living in Peyton in a house twice as big as the old one.
Well, it must be pretty cool living in your own house.
My parents aren't constantly breathing down my neck, so that's, nice.
Leo's already finished his first sandwich and now he's unwrapping the second. He sure could eat a lot. How many people are still here anyway? In the town, I mean. Leo takes another bite and I hear the crunch of the peppers through his muzzle. He chews thoughtfully for a moment before swallowing.
Not too sure. Of course, I know almost everyone here, but most don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone's turned their old house into a sort of vacation home now.
Really? Why? Can't imagine anyone coming here for a vacation. Unless your hobbies are meth or dying of heat stroke.
Well, they've all got their old houses here, and it's cheap to build. And the town is actually trying to turn that old lake into a recreational thing.
Lake Emma?
Yeah, they're putting in docks and stuff.
Huh. Lake Emma is an old reservoir just a few minutes outside of town. As kids, we used to play around there all the time. It was generally an ugly place, dead fish on the banks, and a terrible smell, and mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I haven't been there in 12 years now. None of us have. Thinking about the lake is making my stomach tighten again, forcing away my appetite in the process. It's been so long at this point. I need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning into Leo. Hey, Leo. Leo turns to me. He had been in the middle of a massive bite, and now he has a bell pepper half hanging out of his muzzle. That throws off my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah, so I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project? Leo ducks his head to pull out the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it back in a second later. He chews it for a while, but his ears are still tipped towards me, so I go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history. Anyway, you told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I can tell by the set of Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going, and he's not too into the idea. I quickly go on. Of course, we don't have to, but it's been a long time, and if the town is making it look better, it could be fun.
Listen, Chase.
I feel my face burn a little under the fur. Sorry, it was a dumb idea.
No, Chase. If it were up to me, I'd definitely do it. It's just...
Leo looks towards Flynn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Carl.
Doesn't matter how fucking fast you eat, I'm not gonna be impressed.
He's got that classic Flynn look on his face where he pressed his lips together, trying not to smile.
What? I ate 3.
Did that come in?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, it did.
Okay. You've already eaten most of the first one, so that's not gonna happen now, is it?
I look back down at my sandwich. I suddenly feel real guilty. Really guilty. Here I am, back after 3 years, just assuming that I know how everyone it feels. Now, I'm kind of feeling like an imposter. Leo notices like he always did, and he nudges me with his shoulder. Hey, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. Suddenly, Leo's ears perk up, and I know he suddenly had an idea. His ears made him easily readable, just as reading people came easily to him. It made it all more impressive that he was able to tell what most of us were thinking, considering my short, stubby ears. Or Flynn's lack thereof. Listen, there's a cool little spot by the river that's actually pretty close to the lake. We could have lunch and you could walk over and get your shots. Get your shots. The idea makes me feel a bit better. All right, that could be fun. Also, this motel doesn't have a pool, so it'll be really nice to swim in something. Otters and their waters. Sorry, let me read that again. Otters and their waters. Anyway, I'll have to ask Flynn, but I think he'll be okay with it.
What would really impress me is if you didn't eat the rest.
You're a funny guy, Flynn.
Carl goes right back to shoving the next burger into his mouth as Flynn looks on in mild disgust. He
Ugh.
suddenly notices us watching him and he gives us an odd look, but that slowly morphs into a smirk as he focuses on Leo.
You're looking pretty happy there, Leo. Not like you've been for the past 3 years.
I furrow my brow in confusion and I look up at Leo. I see him shift and he's giving Flynn a look that I don't quite understand. Well, of course, I'm happy to see us all back together again. I look back to I look from Leo to Flynn, and it's pretty easy to imagine a bolt of electricity between them.
You should have seen him, Jace. He'd go days without smiling.
Agreed. Leo's been kind of a dick ever since you guys left.
Isn't Jenna a counselor? Hey, you should have a session with Leo.
I'm still an undergrad. I'm not going into counseling anyway. That would just make me sad. TJ is busy buying his... Oh, sorry.
Trying.
Sorry. TJ is busy trying to hold his sandwich together and eat it at the same time. Not very successfully, but he looks up as well.
Leo depressed? It's hard to imagine you not smiling. You seemed fine online.
Has something been going on, Leo? For the first time since he's arrived, Leo looks truly uncomfortable. You don't see him like that very often. Flynn, on the other hand, has his trying not to smirk face on. What? Leo pauses, pinned down by everyone's eyes in the room. Then he takes a frustrated breath. Can't people be sad sometimes? Yes, things have been harder, but I'm fine. I think it's pretty clear that Flynn... Leo flicks his long muzzle at the lizard. He's just trying to get some reactions.
Sure. I'm just saying you're back to your old self. But seriously, it's great.
Leo makes a snort sound. I'm about to ask Leo what's so stressful when he lifts his paw up again and take a bite of his almost finished sandwich. I go quiet as I look at his paw. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with leather. The word otter is etched onto the shank of the anchor. The name Chase is engraved into the stock. Why was he still...
Chase!
I jump as TJ's voice breaks through the trance, bouncing on the bed once I come down. Leo looks at me as the bed wobbles, an eyebrow raised. TJ puts a paw to his muzzle.
Oops. Sorry, you were just kind of staring off into space.
Yeah, just thinking about stuff. What's up?
We were just talking about the last game. Didn't you tell me you saw that movie on the drive here?
I really don't get you right now, TJ. The last game was the worst Lions Brigade movie.
You're just mad because they didn't follow the comics. Yeah, Carl. As a movie, it was just better. I'm sure the comics are great, too.
Nah, the comics are shit.
Sorry. Nah, the comics are shit. Carl tried showing them to me once.
Buh! See? This is the problem. They never follow the source material and no one cares because they have no respect for the originals, man.
You're way too picky, Carl. The last game was a great movie.
Ah, you too, Leo.
I don't know. I think Lions Brigade was always a bit too violent for me, what with all the shooting and punching. I always liked the Trinity Weasel. She's the thinking man's superheroine.
Carl waves his paw dismissively.
The Trinity comics have always been pretty lame. They're jerk-off fodder for lonely nerds, and so's the movie.
Ha! You mean like yourself?
Hey,
Hey.
hold up. We're talking about Trinity now? Julia Blasco, she's hella fine. Never seen an ass like hers on a weasel before.
That's because it's fake.
No, I just like the story. It's really kind of deep if you think about it.
It's hard to think about when half the shots are slow-mo and she's doing all these flips and back bends and shit.
Huh. I didn't think that was your sort of thing anyway, Flynn. Flynn doesn't have time to retort before Jenna shifts her attention, seemingly coming to TJ's defense. Come on. Trinity does have more story going on than your average superhero movie. I think it's great that you like her character overall. Tongue-tied there for a second there. Hold on. I think yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, all right, here we go. Let me try that line one more time. I think it's great that you like her character over all the meatheads.
Yeah, they just stuck to all the boob shots to reel in the dummies.
Of course, it's easy for someone like you to say. Besides, I see what's going on here. Maybe you should watch Lucha Lobo, TJ. He's shirtless the whole time.
TJ's ears go flat, tufts pointed at the ground.
I better stop it with all this saucy talk. The only way this could get any more awkward is if you got sprung.
We all groan in unison, but TJ shoots right back.
And knowing you, that's exactly what you want to happen, isn't it, Flynn?
That gets a few surprised chuckles.
Damn, TJ, where'd that come from?
It isn't that it is a particularly good joke. It's that it came from TJ that makes it so funny. I don't think I've ever heard him talk like that. Even Flynn can't keep from grinning a little bit. We talk late into the afternoon. At this point, all my worries have disappeared, leaving a happy, warm feeling in its place. It seems silly that I've been so nervous early. In fact, I'm starting to look forward to the rest of the week. All right. Leo steps forward, indicating that we should all shut up. Now, we all need to remember that Chase is here to do his special project. So that comes... Oh, sorry. I'm going to restart that over. Now, we all need to remember that Chase is here to do his school project. So that comes first. But I did make a few other plans for things that we can do on his off time. I'm pretty sure all of us know that we're going to Southwest Adventures tomorrow. So I'll pick these two up. He jerks his head toward Flynn and Carl. Then swing by the motel and get you guys at 9, all right? Sounds good. Then I was thinking about doing some stuff in Peyton towards the end of the week, but we'll make those plans later. In between those times, we should find time to hang out as well. Make the most of this. Leo looks about done, but suddenly snaps his fingers as if remembering something. Oh yeah, Chase. I saw you had a camera. Think you could get a pic of us? It would be nice for all of us to have something that isn't camera phone quality. Oh, sure. I was messing with my self-timer earlier. That's right. Myself? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Whoops.
I was messing with my self-timer. It's
Sorry.
the timer.
Not
the
me.
timer that times me.
Look, I know that Leo's a red...
Okay.
Look, I know that Leo's a red flag. I've been told that Leo is a red flag. But still, not me thirsting over the red flag. Just saying. It's... Okay, look, Freudian slip. Anyways. Oh, sure. I was messing with the self-timer earlier. Should be able to get to work. After a few minutes of me adjusting the tripod and Leo adjusting everyone at the end of one of the beds, we managed to get into position. All right, here goes. I set the timer and fast walked to the spot Leo saved for me.
Aw.
Aww. All the goofballs. For the next 2 hours, we watch a movie on TV, not really paying attention, mostly catching up with each other on how we'd been. It's good to be back, and it feels like we're all just picking up where we left off 3 years ago. It's really nice. Finally, about 10, Leo, Carl, and Flynn head out. I spend the next 20 minutes tinkering with the equipment, making sure it's all in order for shooting the next day. Once TJ finishes getting ready for bed in the bathroom, I do as well before getting into bed, head to toe with TJ. There's a soft glow from the corner as Jenna sits at the table reading something. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, waiting for her to go to sleep. There's a chain attached to my ankle as I walk away from the lake, my legs and feet caked in mud. I looked back, seeing the chain snaking back around the rocks and reeds before disappearing into the water. Looking ahead again, I see Leo. He's smiling, waving at me. I walk towards him and the chain stays slack, pulling easily out of the water. There's an anchor in the lake. There's an anchor in the lake, I say. I stare at him, but he doesn't say anything and just keeps on smiling. I crouch on the rocks, wrapping the chain around my wrist a few times. Leo kneels next to me, rubbing my back and sticking out his arm to compare our bracelets, saying that everyone gets one. He seems happy, but now I'm stuck here. I can't even stand up to walk. Sunday. Hey there, rookies! Thanks for watching this week's episode of Terrified Tuesday. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it does help out the channel. To catch up on previous episodes on this series, please check out the playlist over here, or to watch the previous episode by clicking over here. And remember that today's adventure may have ended, but your story continues. Until next time.